Good morning, it's Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com here with a really fun, easy shaker card that you can make using our On Film Framelits from Stampin UP. What I have here are two samples for you. This one just says, "Oh snap," and it just has a couple little word bubbles. I left them blank so people can kind of imply their own little thoughts and things, and a couple fun little cameras that are part of it. And then this one brings to mind the recent Oscars, but it's also great when I think of weddings and graduations and stuff. Of course, we're always snapping pictures. And then we have a lot of our really pretty metallics with our silver foil vellum, our silver foil paper. We've got some gold foil, a couple of little sequins, extra sequins on, some embossing. So it's real fun, metallic Yay You shaker card. So let's take a look at just how easy it is, again, with our On Film Framelits. Our On Film Framelits are a set of 5 that you see here. It has the 2 arrows, has a camera film strip, has the Polaroid film, and of course our camera. And then the other piece that I used our word bubbles. And you've heard me say many times before that I couldn't live without these. I don't know what I did before Stampin' Up! Came out with them, but they are so fun to use with so many of your greetings. And of course you saw that it made cute inserts for our shaker card. So what I did using the frame is that I die cut a frame out. Now, a bonus tip for you is that when you cut this out from your cardstock, you're going to be left with a really cool rectangular opening that will make a great frame on any card or scrapbook page. You can also die cut a piece of window sheet to go behind that for a larger shaker card if you want. And so you're going to want to save that piece. You're also going to want to make sure that when you're die cutting from your quarter sheet of cardstock that you center that frame if you, again, want a nice piece that's left over for other projects. So again, for frames on your scrapbook pages, frames on cards, or frames for another size window shaker card that has a rectangular opening. But let's go back to the original project. So I have our on frame, and then I just took a couple of the pieces. These are the word bubble pieces. Let's move that off to the side so you can see here that I have the different word bubble pieces I had taken from our Hip Note stamp set and embossed. Oh snap. Okay. And then our little camera. And it really is an oh snap. I just realized that it really probably should go that way. Oh snap. And then from our Kaleidoscope Designer Series paper, I have a piece of designer paper and then a half sheet of cardstock. So let's assemble this together. We've got our adhesive. We're going to add that to our card front. And the size of this for me is 4 by 5.5 because I wanted just a hint of a black border because there's going to be a lot of black from the frame and the shaker pieces. But again, everybody has a different preference for how wide they like their border to be and so how much cardstock. But this one was 4 by 5.5. So, 5.25. Then we have our frame piece. And I'm going to go ahead and take adhesive. And I've cut a piece of our window sheet, and Stampin' Up! Does sell this in our big annual catalog. We're going to go ahead and lay that down. So now it's completely covered. So I've got this cool window sheet. And now working with our dimensionals, you get 3 large packs of them. And when I first started, I used to throw these border pieces away. They used to just drive me nuts, the little edge that's left once you take all of your dimensionals off. But that's actually the piece that we're going to want to work with today, is that nice narrow border. And so I'm just going to take, and I'm going to put a little snip in to either end, and I'm going to peel that long border piece off. And it's just serendipitous that it happens to be the perfect size and width of this little border right here. So we're just going to put that piece on, and we'll do it again. We'll just cut ourselves another piece. And, oops, well, you know what, as long as I've got that dimensional on my finger, let's get it ready to use someplace else. And we're going to put this on this side. Almost done. You want to make sure that you have a raised border, and the reason why we're using dimensionals is because it's going to create that space between the window sheet and the card that's going to allow your elements to move around. And then right here across the top. Now, because I'm working with big elements, it's not essential that my pieces totally line up, because nothing that's small enough that I'm using that's going to fall through these cracks. But if you were using really fine glitter or something else that was really tiny, you want to make sure that your corners meet up the whole way around so that none of those pieces fall through the cracks, okay? And then for the last piece, I'm going to use a little bit of the wider, shorter end because I have more space to work with. I have this whole spot down here, and it's just going to raise it up. So I've got all of those, and now I'm just going to simply peel the backing off. So there, I've got the backing off. And before I lay this on here like that, I want to go ahead and you want to make sure that your elements are the way that you want them in the window. This has a little bit of a texture embossing on it, and so I want to make sure that it's facing the way that I want it to face. And I usually take my pieces and I kind of just rough them up just a little bit so they're not so flat and likely to catch static. You could also take a Swiffer, kind of a dusting cloth or an embossing buddy, and rub it across the acetate so that you don't have static. Let's see, 5. They always say you should have artsy numbers. Now this will fall out as I turn it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply, I know which way I want it to be, and so I'm just going to lay my card over top of it, and I'm going to push it in. And now I've got it on my card just like that, and I would add my verse. And again, it's a truly oh snap because I did it in the wrong direction. And in this case, then I'm also going to add a little arrow element. So to take you back to the originals, you have this one that says Yay You, and you can see it up close at remarkablycreated.com. And this one that says Oh Snap that you can see. And then don't forget our bonus tip about saving your negative and then creating a larger frame for projects or a window sheet. And you can always order any of the products that you've seen in any of my videos by going to remarkablycreated.com and hitting the Shop Now button. So I look forward to bringing you lots more creativity. It is March 2014 and it is National Craft Month, so I really hope that you are getting a little crafty this month. Take care. God bless.